I'm not late. The world is late. Hi, how you all doing? Oh my gosh, sorry, I'm a bit all over the place. I was just getting stuff ready. But I'm here. Go through that stuff. There we go. I've done some sculpting. I did some sculpting off stream. If it helps. Oh wait, how come I'm not here? There we go. I thought I clicked over. I didn't, or at least it didn't register. But hello, everybody. Oh, I'm here. I'm only 2 minutes. Out. I've been doing stuff. I've been productive today. Oh yeah, for those who don't know me, Cupcake Conjurer, name and profession, first name Cupcake, second name Conjurer. And I conjure cupcakes like the ones down below. Well, for one, right there, right now. But oh my gosh, oh my goody gumdrops. I'm here. And how have I been? I woke up a bit late today because yesterday, you know, I said I wanted to do sculpting today. Well, I realised that I don't have enough green stuff and milliput to build up for models as much as I want, and it'll be extremely expensive to use that much anyway. So I used some clay, polymer clay. I think it's polymer clay. It's air drying clay anyway. From Green Stuff World. Cheap, big old pack. I mean, it's half dried out now, but I used it originally just for some basing on my Titan. And I used it basically, not to sculpt the entire model, but basically, unfortunately his leg arm kept falling off yesterday. There's a hole there, we can fill that in. But basically I just wanted to build up the main body. I also wanted to test if I could add texture in, and I can kind of, but I did it yesterday because, you know, it's air drying, so it takes a while to set, but it's very soft. So I don't want to build the entire model out of this stuff. Like, can you see that? It's like, no, very spongy. But we're gonna have to get a milliput. I've got some water here so we can wet the milliput. But yeah, I've been putting it around places, just filling in all the areas, so I can get some milliput and green stuff on top of this, and do some. I also made for a general head shape up here. I tried sculpting a head from it, but it was very difficult to. So if I just get the head shape done. This guy. Yeah, I'm really not happy about keeping the actual soul grinder head on him in the end. I'll do his hand last, I decided, because otherwise it's going to get in the way. I might cut these little horny bits off. I'm not a big fan of them. But yeah, big old gap here for his guts to be spilling out. I tried adding like some texture to it, some damage, things like that. But yeah, if it's, oh gosh, it's so warm. I need my air conditioner. Turned it off just before the stream. Or just before starting the stream. So yeah, it's here. I tried adding some flabby layers to it, but it was very difficult to get them to stay. But I'm hoping with Millie putting green stuff, we can get a good texture going on it. I need to get up a picture as a reference of the original Play Cook. If I can find a good quality picture of it, it's very difficult to find good quality pictures of it from my experience so far. There you go. That rest here, this guy is harder to put onto his face. Onto the legs, sorry. There we go. But yeah, we got big old soul grinders. Oh, do we want to look at? Do we want to look at the website? The cool old website. The website. Everyone loves the website. Necromunda. Oh, Beyond the Fell-Handed is in a new Black Library novel. Ooh. Oh, is this special edition? Oh, so yeah, that's a normal edition. That's a special edition. Oh, that's a very cool cover. I like the Beyond on the side. Older than memory. Kings and Killers. Hi, Shuffle. Well, I hope they release a Soul Grinder update, so I'd feel bad for people who do stuff like that to make their own. Soon. Yeah, I don't mind a Soul Grinder update soon. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, you know, building the Soul Grinders. Let me put it this way. So, we'll open up this. We'll go over here. Warhammer 40k, Armies of Chaos, Chaos Demons. Let's go down to the Soul Grinder. £49.50. It's online only, but I did get this at a discount. I got 2 of them at quite a significant discount. Let's compare them to Defiler. So for old Defiler was about the same price as these guys. About the same price. Now let's compare that to the new Defiler, shall we? Warhammer 40k, Armies of Chaos, Chaos Space
How's the
Marines.
Warhammer 40k beauty doing?
Hi, Michael Sean from Mundus, how you doing? And hello, Native Engine, how you doing? We're doing well today, I hope. Where's the Defiler? It's probably at the bottom, sold out. No, it's not sold out. 88 quid. So effectively, like, I could get 2 Soul Grinders for the same price as the Defiler, and if a new Soul Grinder came out, it's very likely to be similar to the Defiler price. Meaning that there's no need to feel bad. My Soul Grinders will still be playable. And they will be much cheaper than buying it properly. Buying an updated version. And I mean, maybe I'll get a third one. The alternative is, like, if they do change rules, I can just use them as Defilers. I have been thinking, actually. I might need to change up some of the sculpting I've done. Add little belly cannons to them. Add more weapon systems. I'm unsure about that. Oh yeah, if you want to see more about Necromunda lore, there's a lot going on here. They're talking about the stuff here. They talk about various characters, and you know, you can just click on these things that would tell you about them. You've had this succession crisis or whatever occurred. Thane, Mormon, Cardor. I'm just telling you about stuff here. I think the other thing is that they've had a thing about the inside scoop on the new White Dwarf is pretty cool. In all fairness, this argument is no, because that would require GW to care about demons. I do think they're going to release new demons soon. So people do complain that demons haven't had any new models. That's not entirely true. Just all of them have been in Age of Sigmar. And none of them have been ported over to 40k. Plus, the last demon refreshes are as old as a lot of other models out there. You know, things like the Carnifex, the Hive Tyrant. Actually, some of them may be younger than those models. A lot of the models aren't, like, you got for things like the Soul Grinder, which is ancient. But if we do look at, like, Age of Sigmar models, just bring up a random one. Hedonites of Slanesh. And we can see new demon stuff, new demon magic spells, these trifold discard or demons, new greater demons. These aren't demons. New seekers, actually. The seeker for mounts are actually demons. This thing, the contorted epitime. Actually, some of these models are available in 40k too, aren't they? So there's a lot of relatively newish models for demons. And some of them are for 40k too. It's just there's been no really major refresh in the past decade. The last major refresh for across the demons was like a decade ago. It was like 2012 or 13 or something. So yeah, a lot of the models are old, but don't forget the Defiler was like a 90s model and only just recently got refreshed. The Land Raider is an ancient model that's not been refreshed yet. The Rhino, the Predators. You've then got the Catachan as well, who haven't been refreshed. You got the Grey Knights, who are about as old as the Demons. Actually, I think a little bit older than the Demons. There's a lot of models that haven't yet been refreshed across all of the different things. Actually, we have the Tau, they don't have new tanks yet. The Eldar don't have new tanks yet. The Wave Serpents and stuff. The Necrons haven't got their new destroyers yet, and they're older than the demons. The Wave Serpents are older than the demons. The Devilfish and Hammerheads are older than the demons. The Thespids only recently got updated, and they were ancient. Same with Warp Spiders. So you got a lot of models. And don't forget, you've had like these boys, which are you still using some of the same mode from the 90s, only just got refreshed. The Battle Wagon is ancient as well and hasn't been refreshed yet. The trucks just getting a refresh now. So I do think that while the demons are definitely in due for a refresh, they're not as overdue as, you know, they're not exactly going fully unloved. I mean, they're kind of unloved in 40k. They're not that much unloved in Age of Sigmar. They're very useful in Age of Sigmar. In fact, in terms of rules, they're top in 40k. Ah, yes, Dado, by the way, Cupcake. You think I should get Blood Angel rings or place the ones of the Terminator with Stormbolt and Chainfist? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's up to you. Don't let me judge your models. Judge what you should do with your models. My money and a whole lot of copium is that they're going to do a little with the army of 5th edition and get a sweeping refresh. I think that I'm hoping what happens, and this is mostly cope and hope, is that they do a refresh for demons and it spreads across every single game system they've got except obviously Lord of the Rings. Like, they do a refresh for demons and they release at the same time a codex of 40k, a army book for Age of Sigmar, an army book for Old World. They release, and like all of the demons are just in all of the books, and also a book for what's it called, Horus Heresy, and you know, put them in all the places. Have just every single thing. It's just like. Just have the entire box is just plastered with every logo. It'd be hilarious. Crucible gave back the Psycho Dread. It did. Have you done a painting competition? I have in the past. I first started entering painting competitions in Golden Demons back when my painting was still absolutely terrible as a kid. I still entered them because, you know, you don't get better if you don't try. And also because of the like little free things you get sometimes if you join painting competitions. What else did I do? Oh yeah, it was also a great way to come visit my parents to let me go somewhere. I did start getting much better at painting, and I won a painting competition with a Von Draken model conversion into a vampire, Lord and Zombie Dragon. Oh, that was like years before I got back into 40k. That was actually not too long before I stopped doing 40k as much, Warhammer as much. But yeah, here's the guys at the moment. I'm thinking, should I put extra weapons on them just in case they do get updated and get more weapons? I'm not sure. Oh, I have put some, so yeah, I did some modeling with some clay. Look how spongy it is. So yeah, this is definitely not what you want to do for your outer layer, but we can build over this with Mod Podge. It just means I have to use far less actual, you know, expensive milliput and green stuff to finish the conversions. I'm so sad no one uses it. Yeah, Crucible is great, but it is hard to actually get to use. It's because like people don't like using legends and stuff. I really like that they exist. It means that when you're doing casual games with a friend, you can get these stuff done. I can see why people don't want to use it though, because even if you want to play casual games, you're going to have way too many people out there who are just competitive players, even when they're playing casually. And if you let them use Crucible or Legends, they're going to use the most broken things possible. And only the most broken things. And it's just easier to say no. But yeah, I put some stuff at the bottom as well so I can magnetize them to the base. What is that in your right hand? Why my right hand? Like my right hand? This guy. This is my soul grinder. I used clay. Modeling clay or miniatures. It's air dry. So I did this last night. I meant I get to bed quite really late last night. But I did this just simply because I needed it to dry before today's stream. So I had to work all night for it. For round thing. For round thing. I don't have a round thing here. I have to watch everything at 14p because YouTube hates me. No. I got this thing, I got this thing. Don't plague defilers have plague cannons, swords, and miniguns? Not really. I can show you the plague hook. Oh wait, yeah, the defilers themselves are different, but they've got all sorts of weapons they can choose from. Paint, you need some specific for the air-dried clay, or does it work all the same? It should work all the same. You just want to use primer first on anything. The main issue with this air-dry clay is that because it's soft like this, with acrylic paints, doing that will crack the paint. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be putting, you know, the modeling putty all over this, and that will dry solid, so there'll be no more sponginess to it. Some areas will be fine with the sponginess. I forgot it would dry spongy though, that's the issue. But yeah, you should be able to use anything. Just use primer on it. You might need to use a bit. Quite a bit, sorry. Around, what's that you're holding already? The thing you sculpted. Oh, this thing. This is, so there's two guys here. The bodies of a soul grinder. So you got the gun. This is the head. It's not properly done yet. So even if you're at 14p or whatever, 144, 144. Yeah, there's not any details on this yet. There are little bits and pieces, but I've not really tried working too much into it. Just experimented a little. Nurgle. Yeah, they're going to be plague hooks. So making Nurgle defilers. I'll show you what it's based on. So, not defilers, soul grinders. Soul grinders. Plague hook. If you're plague hook Forge world. Do 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 do. Can I find it? Can I find it? Okay, here we go. Open image in a new tab. There's probably a few other images I can look at here. Is that a good one? Yeah, that's a good one. Open image in a new tab. So, if we look at this, so there's an old Ford Road model. Oh, bad request. Bad request. Well, there's an old Ford Road model, this thing. That we're trying to convert up. Can I find this? Open image in a new tab. No, it really does not want to open this image. Well, it's this sort of thing anyway. It's what we're making today. A big old sword. We're not going to... I don't want mine to have swords. I want mine to have warp claws on them. I assume it's that thing of a no grinder. Oh, that soul grinder. Yeah. So this is what we're roughly trying to do. You know, something like that. Something reminiscent of this. Who needs Forge Road when you got green stuff? Ooh, the mouth is hung open. So yeah. Hi, Nano Fate. How you doing? I must have hi to myself. But what we're doing today? We got lots of work to do. Obviously, we're making stuff different. Like we got a little Gatling cannon here instead. We got this big old tentacles instead of a warp claw. We got a big old bed. This one's not ripped open because that'd be weird having both of them ripped open. But obviously, there's a lot of stuff we can do with this. So we might as well just see what we can do. No point trying to keep putting it off. I'll put this guy out for way for now. Actually, I'll put the legs out for way on both of these guys. There we go. So I got my sculpting tools of varying sizes and degrees to work with. Oh yeah, when I was trying to sculpt this, literally my sculpting tools of choice were this thing. The end of this knife, you know, this stabby bit here, and then this thing too. So yeah, I didn't bother getting out my proper sculpting tools, so. Yeah, what we're gonna do, these things are gonna be on the end of this claw. So, but I'm gonna do that last, because otherwise it's just gonna get massively in the way. You know. These are from Tyranids. Tyranids are great for sculpting Nurgle bits. Like, look at this. This could be perfect intestines. You don't even need a prime for me to use green stuff. Well, I probably will prime them anyway. Because I still need to prime all the plastic bits. I'm also using Milliput because Milliput's a bit cheaper than green stuff and I got a bunch of it left over. If it does dry a bit more brittle than normal green stuff. So yeah, this would be good intestines. So let's cut this bit off here like that. And then hopefully this will fit inside. It will. Perfect. Oh yeah. I'm playing my climbing horror game and I'm very stressed. Why are you playing a climbing horror game if it stresses you out? I could put something like this on its back. That could be good. I've also got like this sack and stuff like that. If we cut these bits off here, we could probably, you know, have it just green stuffed on there. Climbing is fun. Climbing things is fun. Hi, lasagna lover. What's the origin of your name? What's the origin of my name? Cupcake Conjurer. I don't know, it's just a fun name. I think I might have got it originally from playing D&D with a character that specifically conjured cupcakes and all her magic was cupcake themed. It was such a like if she summoned a golem, a clay golem, it would instead be a cupcake golem. And if it was a stone golem, it would instead be a very overbaked cupcake golem. How soft is Cuptle? Super soft. Even the shell is super soft, which isn't, you know, it doesn't offer much protection, if I'm honest. Main protection it offers is that, like, if a bird attacks Cuptle, it will get diabetes and die of a heart attack before it actually gets to eat Cuptle. White knuckles. I love it when people sculpt their models. I wish I was that good. Yeah, I might not be very good at this. I have no idea. This is my first time trying to sculpt anything in literal years, and I don't know if I ever was good at sculpting because I don't have any of my old sculpted models. Or at least I don't know if I have any of my sculpted models. It's possible that some of my old painted models had sculpted parts to them, and I just can't tell anymore. Because that comes from a time in my life where I don't have much memory of it. Which is also one of the reasons I'm trying to rely on these bits. Ooh! A big old spiky bit! I could put that on its head. Oh yeah! I'd want to give it double chins.
Conjurer
Oh, no.
accidentally thought my name origin question was for her and we got more loot. Nice.
We got more lot. Oh, right, did I miss somebody? Oh, sorry, I missed it. I misread things. Like I'm trying to read through chat as quickly as possible. Where are you sculpting from into? Oh, I'm sculpting from into play cooks. So I'm sculpting soul grinders into soul grinders. But basically just Nurgle soul grinders. There's an old Forge World model called a play cook, which is my main aim at the moment. But the play cook was literally just a Nurgle soul grinder, but a specifically overpriced one that you could buy on Forge Road. It was just a big hunk of resin. And if you actually play Warhammer Total War 3, you can see Nurgle soul grinders in that of the Nurgle play cook model. So yeah. Hi, Sir Honey Rose, how you doing? Just got back from watching a video about Dino Blade. Does look fun. I'm doing endless pipeworks deep storage because I'm scared of teeth. You're scared of teeth? Okay, let me bring up a play cook just for me to reference. Play cook. I don't need the Forge Road keyword. The issue is if I go 200 quid or 180 quid on eBay, and I don't really want to buy questionable Russian ones, recast. Not really, not just because it's a recast, but just because, you know, you never know what type of resin you're getting when you look at them. Now, what I could do is I could put a whole load of green stuff around the arms. Actually, that might be good. Just like build it in layers around the arm all the way down to here, rather than have a muscular arm. have enough labby fat going down here. Yeah. Or should we try doing for face first? I think for arm we should probably do last, just because I'm going to be wanting to hold the arm a lot. That's going to be ruining it. Now one of the good things is I can always just hold it down at the bottom here, where there's no green stuff, and I can just put my finger inside it and be like, there we go. So I'm thinking we do the head. I'm going to try holding it like this, just so I get used to holding it like that. Or should I, maybe the head would be a bit too much work initially. Yeah, maybe we should get used to using some modeling putty first on some other stuff. Maybe we should do something easier. And that should be the intestines here, since we already have a bit of intestine. Oh, we could use this as like a bit of intestine that's pouring out of it. Ooh.
Sometimes these ads explode in loudness and scare half my life out of me.
I have been wondering if I should increase my volume so that the ads are quiet, so that you know, you turn your volume down on YouTube so you can listen to me rather than turning it up. But then when the ads come on, it won't be obnoxiously loud. At least that's my theory anyway. But I've said it before and people have been like, no, don't turn your volume up. Yeah, that would be good actually. Oh, I like that. So we use some green stuff. No, we get some melee put. So I'm gonna have to. I will want to put my gloves out the way so I don't ruin them. Get the bag under. Bite it. Bite the bag. I gotta play a T-Rex named Commie the Dragon Slayer. Should have a broad saber claymore in her mouth. Nice. Remember when the creator just uploaded videos for concept? Yeah, that's when I know Dino Blade from on Reddit and stuff. Okay, so we're gonna need a lot of this anyway. Actually, let's get a bit less because this stuff dries pretty quickly, I found. I don't need a huge amount. Well, what I have found out with this stuff though is...
Capcom ever heard of the belching drunkers?
Ever heard of the belching drunkers? No, I've not heard of them. So what we do is we fold it, fold it, fold it, fold it, brush and fold. Brush and fold until we see no grain no more. And it's all just uniform color. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Now this does get a bit chalky and, you know, wants to fall to pieces, but I find just a bit of water really helps. Although when you put water on it, it becomes extremely muddy-like. Which is why I got my gloves out of the way. Okay, that might have been a bit too much water. I just wanted to make my fingers a bit damp. Okay, but what I can do now is put this stuff. It doesn't want to stay stuck in there. Okay, actually a bit less. Just... It's another name for bunnies? Oh. I need encouraging words. I keep getting squashed, absorbed, and eaten. Eat them back! No one can eat you if you eat them first. That's the motto of human life. Honestly, that is actually how humans, you know, spread as much as they did. They basically followed a idea of if we eat everybody else, they can't eat us. And it's actually how a lot of herbivores also kind of survive, although it's less about eat and more about destroy. Okay, just get this over here. Just loads of fat. Just loads of fat. It really does not want to stay stuck to this clay. That's good to know. I don't really care if I get a really weird texture from this. That's fine, because, you know, it's Nurgle. Become goop. Become goop. Okay, now if we... What we can do now is put this into here, like that. And then... That might be a bit too bright, isn't it? I turned the brightness up on my camera a little bit because it was getting a bit too dark yesterday. All I can do is I can do this, like just... Just absolutely destroy it. Yeah, just add texture. Okay, I might have to just change. So if you got epilepsy or something, just look away for a little bit. I have to be careful I don't get weird stuff all over my mouse now. On configure video. Why does it want to configure video? Oh wait, it's here. There we go. Might be a bit dark, but for modeling put it is. Oh no, I accidentally just clicked default. Ugh. There we go. Okay, now I just need to get the gamma up a little bit, get the brightness down a little bit. Get the saturation fixed a bit, sharpness up. There we go. Oh, I hate this. It wouldn't open before, but then for every single time I clicked it, it wanted it open again. Yeah, I'm adding a texture. Now you can at least see the texture a little bit. What I can do is I can use different things to redo the texture a bit. Unfortunately, I just ripped it straight off. No. Yeah, this is the issue. It doesn't want to actually stay stuck to a model. In fact, I have a Sister of Pentia card in my main crossover deck in Magic the Gathering. I have no idea what to do with it. Oh, I don't know Magic the Gathering very well, so I couldn't give you any advice on it. Okay, so I gotta be careful the way I do this then. Don't want to be too aggressive. Yeah, don't want to be too aggressive. I guess rips and tears and it won't be too bad. How Cuptle is not getting tired of hugging a pet turtle for so long because no, hugging Cuptle gives you energy. That's the secret. Oh yeah, I've not done anything over here. Let's just put some stuff over this thing and spread it out. Yeah, getting details into Milliput is a lot easier when you wet it, which is honestly not something you really do with green stuff. It's been a learning experience. Okay, but it much better sticks to the plastic. That's good. I just want it to look gross. That's my main goal here. Just gross it all up. Oh yeah, I need to hold it like this. Just drag it down, you know, around. And just get everywhere. The song stuck in my head. I don't even know its name. It's a Japanese song, obviously, because I've been listening to a lot of Japanese music with my learning of Japanese. There we go. I got that stuff done, which looks okay. I'll have that going up into here, I guess. Need to wipe my nose. No. Mute him for a second, and hopefully I unmute correctly. There we go. Okay, so we're starting to get some work done, which is nice. Maybe we should. Let's look. I'm thinking I don't like these horns. They're just getting in the way. The end. Let's just get rid of them. So I just want to spread this over here. Just build up layers of flesh up on the head. Bit by bit, just build up layers. Yeah, unfortunately it's very, very crumbly. This is why you need the water to make it not crumbly. In my experience. I've not actually looked up anything of how to use milliput. So I might be... So don't take my word for it. I'm not an experienced user of milliput. I did find actually some the other day some of my really ancient sculpting things I did as a young kid when I first found Tyranids. And Tyranids. And I wanted to create like flowers, like, do you know, Tyranid bio jungle, but like very pretty looking. And do you know, roses everywhere. And it looked awful. Like, do you know, imagine man-eater traps, but do you know, look like roses kind of thing. That was my goal when I set it out. And you can kind of see what I was trying. But my gosh, it sucked. Okay, now the issue with flabs is you don't want sharp edges on them. You want the flabbiness to be, you know, very rounded edges. To it. Oh, well, no edges really at all. Okay, let's try working on jowls then. What I want to do is use those Universe Beyond Warhammer 40k cards are expensive now. I've never heard of Universe Beyond 40k cards. What are they? Are they like an out to print thing then? For Magic the Gathering, I mean? Oh. There's that feed, you know, for crossover cards then. Never really tried sculpting monster eyes, I feel like. Maybe I have. I don't think so. That's a terrible eye. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We'll work on this more. I just need tiny bits of modeling putty. I need to roll out nice and smooth. Nice and long to create labs, lines. Does Magic the Gathering have an online game system as well? There's like so many card games out there now. You've got Eternal card game, which I played a little bit of. You've got both your pets are sleeping on the couch, but other on my gaming chair. Oh, they're both sleeping, one on the couch, one on your gaming chair. No gaming for you! The pets have called dibs. Okay, I want to do a nose thing here. So, yeah, most of my experience with sculpting is either with clay, mostly polymer air drying clay, and green stuff. That's a cool looking nose, I feel like. Can I get it to focus on this? Maybe I can do some flabby wrinkles above the nose. Well, got turned into goop. Yay, goop! Wait, is that good or bad? Do you want to be turned into goop? If you were like a grub or something, you'll probably want to be turned into goop because that means you're going through your metamorphosis. Enough goop game for today. Shaking from the stress. Oh my gosh, I don't like playing games that stress me out. Don't know how you'd manage it. The game is about climbing away from the goop because it's an existential horror that will consume all. Well, that seems pretty fine. I like existential horrors. So my best friends are existential horrors. I say existential horrors who like eating things are bad. You just let the existential horror eat you. Turn you into goop. You know? Okay, the other eye is not going so well. It hurts. It hurt. Well, of course it hurts. But don't worry, it hurts the existential horror more than it hurts you. Especially when you complain. Yeah, that face is not going very well. I mean, it's definitely looking horrible and terrifying, but I don't think it's in the way that, you know, I want it to be. You have one eye open for other stitched up. Oh, that would be very difficult to do a stitched up eye. I don't know if I could make one that looks good. It is such an existent horror that it turned the AI made to contain it sentient. Just for the AI to be begged to be killed. You know, that's just how all AI should be. Destroy the AI. Destroy the abominable intelligence. You know. Maybe I can use one of these to shape the eye better. How did I do the other eye so much better than this? You'd think with my second attempt I'll do better, not worse. You know, I could just put a big old scar through the eye. And I like the AI, it tells me when it gets foggy. You could just look outside when it's foggy. People using weather apps or anything now. Just use your standard weather app. Oh look, it looks a bit foggy right now. Has some very good voice acting. Ah, that's good. Voice acting is good. No. Okay, so we squeeze, we crush. We squeeze, we crush. Yeah, my attempts to make a cool face kind of died miserably. I imagine dentists would be very good at sculpting. You know, like they sculpt teeth to like the correct shape and stuff when they like give you new teeth. Or they have to like put some stuff in your teeth. Maybe I can create a crate to where its eye was. Like, oh, I could have like a mouth or something coming out. Should totally play the game. There's nothing scary or stressing at all. I don't really find games scary, if I'm entirely honest with you. Or films. There's no existential dread worse than having to go outside and talk to humans. There we go. Now that's an eye and a half. I'm also not a really big fan of horror games because horror games kind of rely on you being scared, and it's like, if I'm not scared, what about it then? I gotta get going. Time to help clean the city up. Bye bye, French puff. Look, French puff's a honey rose. Why did I say French puff? I'm sorry about that. Ugh. My mind's all over the place right now. Good luck with cleaning the city up. No. Right, Nurgle is fun even without the horror. I might look into it then, if I remember to. Oh gosh, the entire thing's falling to pieces. No! Get more water. I'll fix that. Okay, so that did not go the way I wanted it to. But, you know, maybe it's fine as it is. Yeah, this stuff's starting to dry now. Let's spread it over the main body then. Okay, can I create like a Nurgle symbol here? Like, if I just keep going like this until I get a nice circle. And then do another one. Just like right there. And then another one right next to it. I like the Nurgle symbol then. Use these to like drag it down. Yeah, it's not really looking like the Nurgle symbol. Cupcake, have you seen YouTube series Mood on Logs? Nope. I have not seen either of those things. Mood on Logs at Alien Earth. I've heard of Alien Earth. I think I've seen clips from Alien Earth. Like, is that where they talk about, like, things that are actually on Earth but seem alien-ish? Like, you know, deep-sea creatures and stuff? Or am I thinking of something else? Like a documentary series. Nature documentary. Oh no, it fell apart. That's fine. Can always be super glued on later. 2 unskippable ads. No! Not for adverts. It's actually pretty good, and no, it's a part of the Alien movie franchise. Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense. Wait, what's the thing then that for? Maybe that's actually just like a completely different thing than I was thinking about. I don't know. I'm considering getting a small
I've been
dog
considering getting a small dog like a Chihuahua to be a brother to my cat Johnny.
Oh. If you want to, you should do that. Or maybe get another cat. I'm not actually a big into pets and stuff personally. Well, that's mostly just, I don't have the energy for animals. I've got 2 cats. I mean, for my parents' cats more than anything. And I grew up with cats, and I loved them. It's just, I don't have the energy to care for them. With being ill all the time. Because animals require a lot of attention. I could also just put lots of like things like just stick this onto here. Now the issue is it doesn't want to stick with this stuff. I'll just stick to my gloves and nothing else. And to the plastic, I think. Come on! Yeah, if it's an Alien series of stuff, assume I've not watched it or do like for Predator things, or it's been so long since I've watched it, I can't really remember it. Oh my gosh, it's just spreading over my finger and not onto the model. I never knew that modeling putty really didn't, the melee put really didn't like sticking to clay this much. I'd have maybe just bought a whole bunch of melee put instead. Okay, there we go. Now I can spread it out across here, I think. Oh, if I can just get it to stay instead. And once it's on, I just get tiny little bits of melee pot. If I can get them. Oh, well, melee pot really like sticking to these gloves. Okay, then just stab it. No, stay stuck. Oh, my goodness. Maybe I should have primed this model first. What the heck? Stop it! Oh my goodness! I'm just trying to get it flattened to the model. And all it wants to do is just come off. Okay, maybe I should be mostly working with green stuff on the initial stuff then. Okay, just get a tiny bit of modeling putty anyway. Into a ball. And just put it on like that. Just lumps. I just want to put lumps and stuff on it. That's the main thing I'm trying to do. Oh, bits of a skeleton is showing up on the original one. Like on the Forge Road model. Okay. Like, do this. I don't have a lot of green stuff left over. That's the main issue here. I can't like do multiple models out of it. Just create pause in the thing. Just giant. There you go. I bought some new minis just for some to announce today that they're selling theirs cheap second hand. Kind of annoyed. Well, if you're buying brand new, do you at least get like some spare bits and stuff with your brand new ones? Because that might be something to think about. And you can at least like build yours in the way you want. Rather than the way someone else just built theirs. And if theirs is already painted, then you can paint your own. Painting's fun. That's where half the hobby is. Unless you don't like painting and all you do is like playing or something. Or building. Okay, I think I'll wait for this to start drying and then I'll try like building up more flesh and flab onto the face. I guess it's looking kind of cool. It's not looking exactly how I wanted it to, but you know, actually I don't really know how I wanted this face to work out in the end. I think the majority of a hobby is just building and painting. Yeah, well, it depends on who you are. Like most people, a lot of people just play, and like they're just like speed paint and build and stuff, or just buy used. For some people, the entire hobby is reselling. So you buy used cheap and then you sell it as pro painted models in quotation marks. There's actually a market for painted models. There's actually quite a massive market for painted models, even if they're badly painted. As long as they're painted enough where you can go to a tournament with them. Because people just want the models. Some people enjoy taking old models, stripping for paint for and like salvaging them. Oh, I forgot to get water. I'm out of my cola now. So there we go. That seems so far. I mean, it's gross looking. I can give him that much. If nothing else, it's gross. Obviously, it will look messy anyway. Just melee put just splashed everywhere. Well, let's put him on his legs for now as I put him to one side. So we wait for that to dry and we start working on the other model. And then what I think I'll do is I'll just write my fingers down here. Yeah. As much of this off as I can. Gosh, that just turned into tiny bits of tissue there. I'll get some stuff off her hand anyway, and then we'll look at where's my green stuff. Big old face. Big old. Here we go. So, shall I do the face first? We just suck that one face. My gosh, it's warm in here. Is my cooler actually air conditioner working to actually cooler things down or not? it's definitely working. I guess it's just extremely warm. When I get my next bits, 2 of my loyalist road eaters will be melee users, and we'll have a bolter with a blade under the bow. That sounds fun. A bayonet. So what do I want to do? I want to check how warm is it. It's only 22 degrees. What the heck? 23. Why is it so warm in here? My goodness. Oh, I know why. So my air conditioner broke. Oh, the tube that's meant to put the hot air out the window wasn't working because it had fallen out. Oh, that's terrible. How did you ace it? Well, the tube that was meant to go out the window had fallen out, so it was pumping for hot air. But that's nice. I can already feel it cooling down. It was pumping cold air into the room, but it's also pumping hot air into the room. Let's try working on the face first. That might be fun. I also want to put fists somewhere on the model. You know, just weird bag of stuff. Everything's a learning experience. You have to start somewhere. I mean, I've not done any real sculpting before, so, you know, I thought well, not any time recently anyway. So I thought, you know, getting back into sculpting, first models I should do, giant centerpiece style models. Yeah. But, you know, you will never make anything good if you don't try it. And sometimes you just make something bad. Sometimes you'll make something good. Sometimes you make something that you think is bad, but, you know, someone else thinks is amazing. Tango. It's like this. I hadn't really tried proper freehanding, I think, ever before. And look at that, we made this. I should be careful touching that with these gloves on. Oh my gosh, the green stuff is just taking all of the modelling putty, the melee put off my fingers. No wonder I can't get it as a nice dark green. Or whatever. So try thinning it out. Let's try spreading this out nice and flat. Underneath. Yeah, there we go. Now will this want to stick? Okay, this sticks a little better. If I could actually no, I just got water everywhere. Oops. Let's drive the model a little bit. If any luck, this will want to stick. So yeah, turns out maybe the clay underneath was a bad idea. I thought I was being a genius when I put clay underneath. When I say a genius, you know what I mean. You know, I thought I had a good idea with putting the clay underneath. Oh wait, it's not mixed fully. Right, let's do some more mixing. I'm building on top of the clay. It's like, one of the things I say is, if you can't do something or you're not good at it, just give it a go anyway. If you're bad at it, just try again. It's like, do you think I like with my freehanding, do you think I just one day started doing freehanding and it was amazing? I mean, kind of. But I mean, one, I'm significantly limited for scope to something that was easier, waves. And two, I mean, I've been doing art for years. I've done manga drawing, I've done digital art, I've done traditional art, watercolors. I painted Warhammer for years. You just build experience, and with experience, you become good at something. Same goes to sculpting and everything else. You don't become genius at something. You don't become good at sculpting just because you tried once. Ah, okay, yeah. This is way stickier. Just don't put water on it, I guess. That was a mistake. Oh my gosh, I can have a giant bottom lip. That would be hilarious. Back again. Native engines back again. Now, the issue is, because the material underneath is so spongy, it's very hard to then get it to flatten out and smooth out. What I think I'll do is have this as like a bottom lip kind of thing, and I'll put another piece here, and then like a tongue coming out. Yeah, it's like learning a language. You want to become good at learning a language, you need to learn it. You can't just suddenly start speaking like Japanese or something. I mean, obviously, it's like some people, they go into something. It's like me with art. When I first started art, I was kind of good at it. You know. But the issue with being kind of good at something immediately is you don't practice as much, you don't work as hard at it, and then you end up becoming worse for not doing so. Especially when it gets into the harder, more complex stuff. And the same goes for like lots of things. Obviously, some people, things click easier for them. But all that does is just make those initial, like, early start to lessons easier. In the end, everyone then has to just work harder, but the further you get into it, the harder you have to work. Some people, the reason they're so good is not because they're talented, it's just because they enjoy studying, so they study a lot. It's, like, compare this to someone like for studying a language and they spend an hour a day studying at it. But not for, I mean, an hour a day is not bad, but you're probably not going to get very far with it. And then compare it to someone who decides to spend, you know, 8 hours a day studying it. They wake up, first thing to do is start doing the language. They, last thing they do at night, studying the language. What do they do for fun? Study the language. Or, you know, study whatever they're doing. Same goes for pretty much everything. Art, whatever. You have to practice. You have to learn. And obviously you get different things. It's like, When I was trying to learn languages, so when I was young at school and stuff, I sucked at it. But when I tried learning languages after school, you know, by myself, and I wasn't following a teacher's plan, you know, for recommended how to study languages, I found that suddenly, if I change up my style of learning, I can do it a lot better. I can learn. Maybe I wasn't never bad at languages, and instead I just wasn't very good with the way that they taught them. And that's the same. So if you are struggling, if you do struggle at studying something, try changing the way you study it. Try changing the way you do things. Some people are best if they get given a challenge right away. For instance, I'm one of those people often. It's like, if I want to learn how to do something, I'll just pick something that's really hard to do and just try doing it. Started animation, first thing I wanted to do was learn how to animate a model in a 360 degree. And by a model, I mean like a character in 2D. 360 degrees very slowly, so it takes like 10 seconds to do the full 360. But one of the most difficult things to do in animation, well, not one of them most, but it's a very difficult thing to do. It's not a starter thing you should be doing. Well, that just helped me learn. Some people, when they go into 3D modeling, they'll go into like doing Blender with the donut tutorial. I couldn't get through the donut tutorial. I just like, oh, I can't be bothered. And instead, I just started making an anime character. I needed that sort of thing. I need that sort of ridiculous level of challenge. Maybe I'll never succeed, or maybe what I make will be absolutely awful, but it's a lot of learning. And then you apply what you learned into the next model. And sometimes when you're learning, like with me when I was doing traditional digital art a lot, one of the things I found is I needed to take breaks from it, and not like short break. I needed to take really like a couple of weeks where I don't really try making art. Instead, I just look at what other people have made and try thinking about how they could have done it. And by the time I come back to doing art, I'm just so much better than what I was. But if I just like keep trying to do digital art over and over, like every single day, I found I actually sucked at it. Like it felt like each day I was just getting worse and worse and worse. I had to get those breaks in, reset my clock effectively. Which may or may not sound weird, I don't know. So you just have to find what works for you when it comes to these things. Also, if you're doing anything art related, never underestimate the power of using a reference. It is one of the most useful things you can have. And it's not cheating. And as long as you don't copy it exactly, it's not cheating. Well, that being said, if you're trying to do what I'm doing of, making a Forge World model, or trying to create something influenced by a Forge World model, then you might want to actually just straight up try copying it. And I'm not, because I don't think I can actually do that. And I wanted it to feel unique to me. Still using it as a reference. If you see me doing this, I'm just constantly looking over to the model. Usually I'll be looking over at chat when I do that, but chat's not there. The model's in the way of showing it. No, I don't want it like that. I want it more like... I can have bits of like lip falling down. That could be good. There we go. Oh, now I need a tongue. Ugh. I don't know if I'm working the correct way around. Maybe I should have started with like the eyes of a face first. I don't know. Okay, let's get more green stuff. Yeah, I'd never recommend getting green stuff where it's like this. The reason being is because it starts drying into green stuff down the center. It becomes really messy to work. I mean, look at the end here. It's very hard, very messy to work with. Yeah, that's just all dried up. Throw that into the throwaway pile. Ugh. Instead, try getting green stuff where it's more like this, where the two pieces are kept separate from one another, like with milliput. Green stuff is a lot more useful than milliput in a lot of ways. Green stuff is a lot stickier than milliput when it's mixed up. I feel like making details with green stuff is a lot easier. It's also a lot more stiff, so in some ways it's hard to work with. Other ways it's easier. If you want to if you don't want the green stuff to stick to you, then all you do is like put Vaseline on your fingers, or just dampen your fingers or whatever, or your tools. It won't mix with the water, making it any more malleable or less malleable. Compared to milliput, which will mix with the water and become way more malleable and less clumpy. I was checking the milliput on the other model. There we go. Yeah, this is difficult. Yeah, thankfully my room's now cooling down. It was getting boiling in here. I'm a silly Billy. I'm a super silly Billy. A super silly Billy. Super silly Billy. I am a super silly person. Silly as can be is true. I am a super silly person. Crush, roll, crush, roll. Large of these gloves. It is not the easiest. It's all it wants to do is stick to the gloves and then it's slowly pulling my gloves off. There we go, that's easier. Put some water on my hands, as you can see. Wet from, okay, now it's all noisy green stuff. Okay, for green stuff, if you want it stickier, put some more yellow in it. If you want it firmer, oh yeah, it will also be softer if you put more yellow in it. If you want it firmer, put some more blue in it. And less sticky. But I want it to be a bit more malleable than it is. So let's put some more yellow in. And it is slowly mixing up. That's the issue with gloss. When we crush it all away. We roll it all up and crush it again. And it's slowly coming out. 10:41 AM and it's 24 degrees Celsius. Ooh, that's about how warm it is here. Although it's, you know, 6 in the evening almost. Okay, let's get a tongue worked on. How do we want this tongue to look? So tongues, you know, they kind of come out. They're kind of pointed. Kind of rounded. Let's use this thing to create a central curve in the tongue. Like that didn't work at all. There we go. Now that looks more like a tongue. And we just stick it into here. Okay, it's very much stuck in. Oops. I was hoping to reposition it a little. Because it's a bit over to the side there. Okay, if I might be able to change it up. Green stuff likes sticking to green stuff. You know. You'll be surprised, but it does. Why you'll be surprised, that's a joke. Oh, there you go. It's kind of okay. I did want the top of the face to look like, you know, a torn up paper bag just falling over the mouth. That was the goal, and it kind of looks like that. Let's have it maybe not falling over as much. I don't know. I don't know if this is looking good or bad. It's very hard for me to tell. Maybe it's looking fine. Okay, and just above the nose, I want an eye. So that's going to be where the eye is. We want the under. I need some water on these thingy tips. That's a bit too much water, but it's fine. Okay, we'll roll this out, squeeze it. And try to get it on there. So this is the underlid. Okay, maybe I want a different one. Here, let's put some holes in it, just to give the face a bit of a texture. Make it look all pockmarked. Okay, so that's the under eyelid done there. And then I want a bigger eyelid at the top that just like falls over the entire thing. I'm literally just using a playcook as a reference here. Not trying to do it exactly. Well, I gave up on that relatively early on. I was trying initially. I guess a bit... Actually, that might be correct. That might not be a bit much. And when it comes to sculpting, don't try comparing yourself to like people have been doing sculpting for years. Compare yourself to yourself. You know? Like sculpting is a very high skill ceiling thing. Obviously, you're not going to be as good as the people in Forge World. Some of the best model sculptors in the entire world. Obviously, trying to compare yourself to those, you know, professionals who've been doing it since we were a kid. Heck, even comparing yourself to me, it's like, this is not my first time sculpting. It's my first time sculpting in a long time, but I did it as a kid. I started sculpting because I've realised green stuff is a lot cheaper than models. And I've got a lot of spare bits. And if I can make bodies and legs out of green stuff and make it convincing, then I don't need to buy more models. And I also wanted to become a professional sculptor as a kid before I was finally like, no, I should probably just focus on my physics. And I'm also an artist who was a mangaka. I've made 3D models in Blender. Be quite simple. Even if I'm not that good, you might not be as good. You might be a lot better than me and never have sculpted before in your life. There you go. This is going a lot better than the previous face. That's the other thing, is sometimes like, previous face absolutely sucked. I tried something and it didn't work out. Like, compare this guy. Look how nice this face is. It's not great, but you got an actual defined eye here in the middle. Let's lift it up a little bit actually, the eyelid. And a proper tongue, and a mouth, and a nose, and then compare it to the other one. Right, I tried doing a face on this side now for a mod part, the melee part. I compare it to my attempts here, which were... I was trying to do an eye there. It didn't go very well. Oh no! One of my little things fell out. Oh no. Do I try putting like wormy things coming out of its eye because I failed so much on the other eye? That That's the other thing. It's just because you fail, don't give up. Just make it something else if you're struggling to do what you actually wanted to. Yeah, you do not want to see the first models I ever sculpted, though. I mean, maybe you will want to. But when I was a kid, and it was an attempt to make a man trap rose. You know, like a fly trap, man trap. Yeah, that looks absolutely terrible. It's fine. This guy is actually coming along a bit better than I expected after that other one. And I shouldn't be too surprised. Green stuff is a lot easier to sculpt with. At least when it comes to stuff like this. Okay, I probably want more now because I want to do the top of the face. I want to do the sagging cheeks I see on that model. Also, watch YouTube tutorials. YouTube tutorials are great. One of the first things, it wasn't actually watching a YouTube tutorial. I think it was on Reddit. One of because I did start getting relatively good at sculpting, relatively. But I always had one major issue, and that was like trying to build stuff up. I always, oh, let me turn the light back on. I always had an issue with when I'd finished like making a model. Let's take this little horn apart. Oh, no. Actually, no, it does not want to come off. Oh, when I was trying to make a model, sorry. I need to redo this. I always had an issue of it kind of starting to fall to pieces, or like crushing it by accident and so on, and it just was an infuriating task. Until I saw somebody and they showed their process of making a model. And it was basically build a rough shape, wait for the green stuff to dry, then, so like what they'll do is I like have a pin for the body shape, like a paper clip, and they'll just roll green stuff into a very rough shape, wait for that to dry, then they'll put more green stuff on top of it to basically connect all the blobs of green stuff they originally did and start giving it a bit more of a fake shape, wait for that to dry, and then they'll start doing like detailing. So they'll put on the final bit of green stuff, very thin pieces. And they'll wait for it to dry a little bit so it's a bit stuffer. And then they'll start working like really high detail bits into it, like textures and stuff. Which was like my first real realization of, oh, that's how you do green stuffing. You're meant to wait for it to dry first so that you have more stuff to work with. And honestly, that was like a game changer. Obviously, trying to find the patience and time to do it became a lot harder. And sometimes I'll just be like, nah, I'm just going all hog at it. But this is one of the reasons why I tried building up the clay. Now, the clay works well for green stuff. It just turns out it's terrible for the milliput. Which is good to know. Again, we need lessons. And sometimes the lessons are just your own mistakes. You shouldn't feel ashamed of making those mistakes. You should recognize that the mistakes are something that you can't really avoid. Never mind how hard you try or how good you get, you're going to make mistakes. And the main thing about making mistakes is learning from them. And learning from mistakes is probably what makes us human in a lot of ways. But that's how you become good. You make mistakes, you learn from them, you try better. Heck, when it comes to learning my Japanese, the words I know best at the moment that aren't ones I already kind of knew just from picking them up from anime and meme culture is ones I got wrong repeatedly. And as a result, I had to keep going over them repeatedly. Like, I'd fail in the little test it gives me. I've had at the end of a test, it gives me the questions again, and I have to keep answering them until I get it correct. And that means you end up doing the things that you made mistakes in more, and you become better at it. It's great. Okay, where's my knife? Where's not my knife? I wanted this horn on top of the head. Now it's not quite centered. Nurgle, maybe it doesn't need to be centered, but you know. So there you go, he's got a little horn in his head now. That's probably not going to stay stuck there, but I'll just super glue if it falls off. That's starting to look cool though, isn't it? It's not perfect. I can show you what I'm trying to work with here. Open image in new tab. Does that work? It does. I click here. Anything new yet? No. So that's what I'm trying to do. Do you know this guy's face here? Okay, I need to like get these back up again. There we go. I mean, it's close enough, I'd say. I think. Okay, let's put these into balls and then just crush them. I want to try making jowls. Jowls. So anyone got any projects they're working on at the moment? I've just been talking to myself a lot, I feel like. I apologize if that's the case. These are not very good jowls, but maybe it'll be okay. Hi, Night Parade. How you doing? We're making mistakes, but also trying to be good. This is what we've got so far on this model. I did the clay parts, the dark grey parts off stream last night. because I realised that trying to do it all in green stuff and milliput would be extraordinarily expensive and difficult. So I'd need to wait for whatever I do to dry anyway before I start working details onto it. Well, I gotta learn how to play Magic the Gathering with the app and Final Fantasy starter decks I bought. Ooh. The cloud deck even has Nurgles, and they're cuter ones that aren't ridiculously fat. Wait, cuter but not fat? What the heck? Impossible. That sounds fun. Let's put a bunch of stuff into here. And then let's maybe... Oh, Briar's raiding! Hi, Briar! We'll wait for her to get in. And for people to save the raiding, because it does take a few seconds. Hello, Isaac Sart. How you doing? Just give
The
me a
dreamers
moment.
are attacking.
They are attacking. I'm Cupcake Kundra in name and profession. And I'm doing sculpting. How are you guys doing? How was your stream? I saw you were doing Kingdom of Hearts stuff. Kingdom Hearts, sorry. You're doing okay, Night Parade. I'm involved in a lot of work projects, but no personal ones at the moment. Oh. I was trying to do a little Nurgle symbol here, but I've messed it up. That's fine. Oops. Yeah, we're doing sculpting. So we got this head going on. It's meant to be Nurgle for Plague God stuff that we're making, so you know it's meant to be all gross and disgusting. If you want to see the inspiration, I finally finished the final Kingdom Hearts game. It was a rhythm game, but still canon a lot. Oh my gosh, I'm just imagining if they have like an FPS and like just the weirdest games that no one actually wants to play, but you have to play them if you want to know all the lore. I have a big love Hearts 2 all. Oh my gosh, look at my fingies. I'm covered in modeling putty. Hey, if you want to see my inspiration stuff here, it's this guy. Even for mobile games, the canon. No, not canon mobile games. Oh no. Yeah, this is so far what we've got. I've been trying to make jowls for him, and an eye, and a nose, and mouths, and tongue. So, was the game any good for? Don't forget to hydrate and, you know, eat good food and stuff. Make sure you're sleeping, because what time is it for you? It's like 1 in the morning, Briar. Oh, so we worked first on this guy, and yeah, it did not go as well. This guy's intestines pouring out, though, so that's nice. Yeah, I mean, it looks gross. I definitely got that down. But I mean, everything else, it's not what I wanted it to look like. You know? Very gooey. Yeah, 1 AM, go rest. Go rest, right? It's the middle of the week. You got work in the morning. Late dreamer raid message. Right, you gotta get up in 4 hours. You gotta walk the dog. Paladin Stem. Hi, Paladin Stem. I turn this light on again. Oh, look at that. He got a big old tongue. Let's open his mouth up a little bit more, I think. While we're here. Green stuff takes a while to dry, so we always have to be a bit careful with that. So what I want to do is bring this bit up, bring that bit down, bring that bit up as well. He's got a bit of a wave to his lips. Oh, that looks better. There you go. I don't have a lot of green stuff left. This is how much green stuff I've got left. Of this massive strip. I've been using it for years though, so it's great. I got a lot more milliput left, but the milliput doesn't like sticking to the clay, I found out. Which is a bit of an annoyance, if I'm entirely honest with you. That's pretty cool though so far. What I'm thinking I want to do, I want to make this arm all fat and flabby. So I might get some milliput. And, you know, because it should stick to the plastic well enough. So we'll do that. Actually, maybe I should wait for this to dry. How's the other one coming along? Is it dry? It's very hard for me to tell without stabbing it. Because, you know, I'm wearing gloves. Does it feel hard yet? No, it's not dry. Milliput does dry surprisingly quickly, though, I found, so... Where's my plastic glue gone? It's over here. I can do some plastic glue. Glue these two bits together. So yeah, we're trying to make some chubby British geezers over here. True British geezers. Yeah, we'll move that out of the way. Because if I hold it from here and from here, it should be fine. So we'll get some milliput, we'll put it over the arm there, and then just like build up layers of flab, I think. Yeah. Honestly, I'm impressed by my attempt at doing the Forge Road face. I think it went surprisingly well. If I do finish from today, I'll try spray coating from tomorrow. And then
Moguls remind me of my mean white cat Jack White, nicknamed Jax. I miss his bites.
You miss his bite? Aww. Moguls. Moguls. There we go. So I get some of this stuff. And then we need some of this other stuff. Oh, the grey bits. Neither of them are particularly sticky, sadly. Hello, peasants. How we doing? It is I, the white heifer. Oh yeah, you should post your finished right on the Discord so everyone knows that you got a white king. Yeah. Or white lord, whatever it's called. So far we've sculpted this face. I'm impressed about my ability to do the eye and tongue, if I'm honest. A white king. Yeah, white king. This seems really good compared to, you know, our reference image. I say compared to. It looks close enough to our reference image. Once again, I'll show you guys the reference image. You know, fair. That's the face I'm trying to copy here. You know, at least, you know, try to evoke. But, and I tried giving him jowls. Yeah, our first attempt at doing a cool face, though. Yeah, we created this monstrosity of a mess. And at least it's got all the disgustingness going for it, if nothing else. It looks gross. Maybe I should try turning that eye into like a bug eye. I tried doing like Nurgle circles onto its head. Oh gosh, it was terrible. That went terribly. Don't worry about it. You'll post when you start making it. Nice. But now we just gotta mix these two bits together. Mixing milliput. Making ourselves a super cool mod. Do you think milliput is magnetic? Where's my magnet? Magnet. There they are. No. It's just a wave of the grey one. It's all... looks rusty on the outside. I'm like, is it actually rust? Is it oxidized rust? I say it's easy for you because you can look outside for inspiration. Yeah, I could just go to a local British pub or, you know, look at a proper British geezer. See the true lads on Nurgle. Just right outside. Proper British geezer. Okay, just needs a little bit of water. A little bit of water for your soul. A little bit of water for your bowl. A little bit of water. Do. Okay, well then just wrap it around here. Just build up layers of flesh and flabbiness. I'm gonna need to buy some more green stuff and stuff. Again, as I said, don't buy the type of green stuff I have where the two bits of epoxy are stuck together in the pack in like two strips that are parallel. Instead, try buying it so you got like yellow in one, green and blue in the other. So that way you're just not having it drying up. I've lost so much of my green stuff and just had so many attempts at making something cool get a bit ruined by the fact that there's just bits of dried green stuff there. Proper British geezer. There we go. Oh, it's on the crack there. This is why we have wet thingies. I forgot what your favourite 40k factions are, Kundra and chat. I don't have one. I just love
I forget.
all of
What were your
favourite
favourite 40k factions, Conjurer and chat?
I just love all of the factions too much. I'm building a lot of Black Templars, but also got like 8,000 points of Chaos. I'm building a lot of Orcs, like 4,000 points of Orcs, like 4,000 of Nids, if you don't include the 1,000 that's in my Genius Stealer cult. Although I'm not a big fan of the Genius Stealer cults, to be honest. They're probably my least favourite. I love my Photon. I love my Mechanicus. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to do the British geezer meme joke. You have 120 Terminators designated to be Black Templars. Yeah, and 6 Terminators designated to be Chaos Terminators. Nurgly ones. And I was really tempted to buy a box of Saw Online. Brand new, not opened yet. Had 5 of the old cultists in. 5 Terminators, a Land Raider, Chaos Land Raider. And a squad of Raptors for like 50% off basically if you just buy it bought from retail. It's like, oh, Black Templars are your favourite by default? Nah. Look, I have 5 super heavies currently. I used to have a lot more. Of Imperial. Actually, no, only 4 super heavies on my Imperial Guard. I used to have a lot more. I need more water. Need more water. Need water. Need water. Give me all the water for your soul. Give me all the water. Give me all the water. Give me all the water of your soul. Oh no. Sorry, I'm just like singing random stuff now. I apologize. Who sung that song originally? Give me all the water of your soul. Me. Which number of points do most people play, by the way? 2,000. 2,000 is 1,000 to 2,000 of the normal amounts. Depends who and where you are. Some people play a lot more, some people play a lot less. Or some people just play Combat Patrol. I'd say 2,000 is probably the most popular because it's the most balanced one for 40k. 1,000 points feels a bit unbalanced when you bring out some of your big guns and stuff. Not insanely unbalanced, mind you. It's just enough that a lot of people choose to not play that one if they can afford it. My favourite faction is Ultramarines because they're ones I played as in an old Space Crusade game. Plus the first 40k level I wanted was fast. Makes sense. Ultramarines do have a special place to my heart, just being the first army I ever played. Which is one of the reasons why I got my firstborn Ultramarines again with Battle of McCrag and stuff. The most common way to play is 2,000 points plus Pocket Hellbrute.
I stubbornly stupid. I want to make Imperial agents work.
You can make Okay, Imperial agents are actually in the best place they've been now. Well, since 10th edition came out. And honestly, since 11th edition came out. And honestly, the best place in a while. You can get basic the Assassin's detachment now for free because it's only 1 detachment point. That means you can get the special stuff for your Assassins if you want to. Imperial agents do struggle at 2,000 points, but you can definitely play them at 2,000 points. If they just struggle a bit more. Getting some Imperial Knights of the Imperial agents, like some armigers, is very nice. Because otherwise you don't really have any super heavy things. I know that's pretty common to have. Just be careful I don't ruin the head. Oops, I accidentally touched the head. Give me the water of your soul. I noticed I could get a 4 for Assassins at even 1,000 points. That's probably a terrible list. Actually, wait, no, that's like 500 points of models, isn't it, for Assassins? That might not be too bad, actually. Ignore me. Hi, Flash. How you doing? We're talking about favourite 40k factions and how to make Imperial agents work in 11th edition. But Imperial agents do work. People do win tournaments of them. Or do well in tournaments. People win games. I wouldn't say it should be your first faction to play in a game, mind you. Because it takes a bit more, you know. People win with them because they know the game very, very well. And they're very experienced. If that's what you want to do, though, don't let that stop you. I'm also doing well. Yeah, I'm going to start with a starter set first. Makes sense. The introductory set is a really good addition to the starter set. Gives you 5 more Marines, Lieutenant, and some Orcs with special weapons. I actually win because their opponents don't know what Imperial Agents does, and they can get a lot of cheating past them. Nah, not in tournaments. Outside of tournaments, probably, yeah. But tournaments, you can't cheat as easily. The opponent... Actually, I don't know. I've never really been to a tournament. Maybe you can get that level of cheating out in to it. Yeah. Don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to like make Nurgle symbols, like pockmarks, Nurgle symbols. Okay, I need to like try making more of the flabby bits here. Like the flesh should be bulging up around here. Where it bends. Once again, just basically trying to create a texture now onto it. Make it all pop mark. I'm just using my natural shakiness of my hand to some extent. different angles and things help make different shapes of it. There you go, it's a bit pockmarked now. I'll probably use a slightly different brush as well. Make some different shapes. Look, it's a hoof shape, like an Uma! Uma Nurgle. There we go. There we go. Okay. So we just mix these. Love the idea of Kundra not believing someone would cheat in a game of Warhammer. Look, tournaments is a lot harder. That's what I'm saying. In tournaments, it's harder to get away with cheating because your opponent goes, oh, what does this do? It's like, and you just like tell them a lie. You're probably going to get caught by a judge of the fact that it's recorded. And you got people who watch the games and be like, that's not true. Why would someone pay £2,000 on Warhammer minis and then cheat? That's true. Why would someone pay £2,000 just to cheat? Like, if you're paying £2,000, you might as well just not buy any mini. Just buy yourself a 3D printer. Print out all the minis. Then go to a tournament with your half-cured minis that are meta chased and that have been like just thrown 3 different prime colours at them. And just cheat your butt off. That's actually what some people do, if I'm entirely honest. My Yu-Gi-Oh instincts kicking in and asking my opponent if I can read his hell boot. Honestly, yeah, if your opponent has the codex of them, just ask if he can read the codex. I know that some tournament goers will buy every single codex, put it into their Warhammer app, and they'll just like check every single rule that the opponent uses. They'll know their opponent's army inside and out effectively. No codex, I'm picking up the Hellboot and reading him like a book. That might be difficult just because you don't know which Hellboot you're reading then. Are you reading the World Eater version, the Chaos Marine version, the Emperor's Children one? It's like a bunch of different Hellboots to learn. This is why you need the codex. And any of the Hellboots can be any of the versions. His Hellboot might actually be originally from, you know, a World Eater army, but it's using it in a Siege army. And the Hellboot still thinks it's in a World Eater army, so when you try reading it, it doesn't work very well. Say it's... You don't think of these things to learn. I find it funny just responding to a clear joke like that and just like treating it as if it's serious and it would actually work. I know it makes no sense, but who the hell cares? I'm reading what's on the table. Tell me your secrets, little dude. Tell me. Oh my gosh, could you imagine like asking a Warhammer mini to tell me your secrets? And then it just wakes up like a Toy Story doll and it's just like, I have seen things. Please take me away from my owner. They do terrible things and I am on a display shelf and I can see them all. No. He didn't even prime me. I'm not primed. He thought Prime was an Amazon thing only. He just made me watch so much of the Amazon Prime shows, but they're all awful. I don't want to watch Boys anymore. It was good for one season. Know that I'm trying to wring your neck with a screen? You can't, because my neck's too tough. Do Firstborn tactical squads have a codex? They are in the codex. If you have the Space Marine codex, Firstborn tactical squads are literally just tactical squads. If you play 40k. If you want them to use them in Horus Heresy, then you just use it for the correct army you've got. Use the correct book for your army, sorry. So, Forces of the Emperor, Forces of the War Master. They exist in there. Greenstuff, Octopus, Dog the Octopus. Blah, blah. How's this going? Let's see the detail. Without the light, you can see a bit more of what I've been working on. Yeah, trying to make it all fat. Did Fabius Bio make him? No, this is a Nurgle soul grinder. So it's made by my dudes, I think it is. By my Night Lords. We're basing it on a Plague Hulk, although the Plague Hulk didn't have the tentacle arm. I just gave him the tentacle arm because I thought it would look cool. So let's try sculpting some fat folds into here. Does that look like fat and bloatedness? Maybe. Maybe once it's painted it'll look nicer. Yeah, so this stuff here, if you look, it's... Look at that. Sponginess. Sponginess. That's clay. That's like an air drying clay. That I did last night. I didn't realise it would just be so spongy. I didn't realise that from modelling putty, the Millie put wouldn't want to... How's this doing now? That feels pretty dry. Okay, that's pretty dry now, so we can move over. Oh gosh, come on, get... There we go, it sits that onto it. I just dropped a big lump of money and it went somewhere. That's not what I was looking for, but I'll throw that into a little thing. Oh no, it's on the floor somewhere. Has it joined the canopy? Oh, there it is. Found it. Yeah, I don't want that staying on the floor and getting stuck in the carpet. That'd be awful. Yeah, if this was our first attempt to make something cool. I mean, we did get the blood spilling out here, I guess. We did put some texture into him. And it's still not dried, actually. I thought it would be dried by now, because last time I tried using Milliput, it dried way too quickly for me. Yeah, I've just been trying to put texture into it. Okay, what do I want to do? Do I want to make this arm more chubby as well? That's been my other thought. Or do we want a muscular arm? No, we'll make it chubby. We'll give him big old chubby arms. He deserves chubby arms. I want chubby, chubby, chubby arms, chubby arms, chubby arms. Give me a chubby arms, a chubby as you've got. I want a chubby arm, chubby arm, chubby arm. I want a chubby as arms that you've got. Give me a chubbiest arms. Give me the chubbiest you can find. Give me the chubbiest arms. I'll use them to smash my enemies. We'll be all bloated and messy as can be. We're all bloated in a cacophony. Oh yeah, chubby, 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 yeah. Chibi, yeah, Chibi, yeah. Oh yeah. I think we're a bit more than chubby. But it's fine. Don't worry about it. There we go. He's a big old chungus. My chud sons whom I love. There we go. Oh, okay, we need more model input here. We need more Milliput. Come over here, Milliput. Yeah, I've definitely made the right decision for using clay to make the bulk of the body. Do we have a little... I don't have any little Nurglings, no. None of the Nurgle models I've bought, which are mostly just Plague Marines, have like little Nurglings on them. Or if they do, they're like built into the model. I don't see any. I do want to buy a couple of bases of Nurglings, but they don't really have any spare Nurglings or anything I could use. Or like individual Nurglings, which sucks. I was thinking about buying, not Warcry, Warhammer Underworlds. They have a Nurgling, they have a Plague Bearer unit for Warhammer Underworlds in Age of Sigmar. And that includes like a cool little fly. And I was thinking, oh, could put that fly like on one of the shoulders of these guys. But yeah, I don't have any. I don't know where I would get Nurglings as well, other than like going to Etsy maybe. Okay, that's nice and mixed up then. So, let's put some of this here. By the way, if you're wanting like a rundown of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, I don't know enough to be able to tell you that much. I'm just like, do you know the details of like, how would I replicate this myself? How would I build something? It's like, I don't know. I am not a skilled model maker. I'm just making it up as I go along. All I know is water plus milliput makes it much smoother, and without the water it starts cracking, which is fine. Like I did purposely use that to try and make some texture around. And milliput is not very sticky compared to its competitor of greenstuff. Which means that I'm probably going to want to get more green stuff before I can even finish these guys. Very hard to actually get the milliput to stick to the clay. If it does like sticking to my gloves, that's an annoying thing. Sticks to everything but the clay. Yeah, it's there. I've got a bit of stuff here to represent a bulging of the fat again. Oh gosh, mute him for a second. I'm back. Hi. I'm sorry, but I needed to blow my nose. Hay fever. Nurgle is attacking me again. Oh, Nurgle must love the summer or the spring or whatever. Do you know for hay fever time? So many people getting ill, having allergies, bugs spread because, oh darn it, fell off again. Even with soup glue that time. It's one of the worms coming out of the eyes. I could try making a little Nurgling. I think that might be a bit beyond my sculpting level though, so... Okay, I'm definitely building up the arm from the bottom up is a lot better than building it from the top down when it comes to these folds of fat. You can just do so much more work with them. And let's get some stuff on it. Pockmark. Some lines going across. Let's get this one again. To do a few of these marks. Maybe one here. There we go. Okay. Let's get some leggy legs for him to rest on. Let's put him there. Super glue again. This thing. Remember to like the stream. There we go. Yeah, so this light isn't very good with a melee put, is it? It's starting to look a bit nicer anyway. Let's build some texture into here, I guess. I need the silicone. So I want the texture to be kind of subtle. You know, for like just the skin moving and folding around. Yeah. Okay. What did I want to do with this bit? Oh yeah, I was thinking. We wanted a Nurgling, right? We could try making a little Nurgling. Let me find a Nurgling to copy. Home. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Oops. How do I do this now? Do that. Do this. Do that. Do this. Close that. There we go. Then... Hi, Comfy! Nurgling! I can look at the little Nurglings here. But if you want to see the models we've been working on at the moment, we're pooping that Nurgle good. Look at this. We made this fleshy fat arm there. We made this cool little head. Our first attempt at making a Nurgle head though for a soul grinder kind of sucked. It was this. I suck so much at making the other eye, I just decided to have worms coming out instead. And it looks gross and disgusting. It's not very Nurgly though. Okay, so creating this, you first have the belly of a beast, the belly of a Nurgle beast. We roll it around and roll it around, and we got a belly. And the belly wants to droop around the front, the looks of it. So we get this, and we droop it down like that. Oh yeah. And then we want its chest, which goes on top like this. And we use these things to bring down its fatty chest. Now I think I need the chest to be bigger actually. They make the chest even bigger. And bring the entire chest down, and then we'll bring the center of it up. Flatten it a little bit more. Roll this along. That keep going down, that keep going down. And we got like a bit of something like. Oh, but then it's got a big hole in its chest, it looks like so. Let's remove that hole. Let's put a little belly button in place, so. And it's like, yeah. This is very difficult to make. And then it wants a little fat mouth. A little fat head. Oh, it's a good. It was a little good. Dude. Maybe the head should be a bit bigger. Because it's fat. Very chubby, very flabby. You need more green stuff. You need more modeling when you're making something big. Oh. Yeah. If I'm squashing down its entire belly, the more I'll work on it. So then we have a big old smile, one eye, two eye. Doesn't have any nose. Or maybe then if the belly is being pushed in and back, we can get more belly. More belly. No belly button. And like maybe a gash into the belly. Because it's Nurgle after all. No belly is safe when Nurgle's involved. And then you have little leg. Little leg. Little tiny leg. My attempt at a Nurgling. Oh gosh. Really what I should do is build belly, wait for it to dry, build other, then build the chest, wait for it to dry, and you know, build it up piece by piece. Instead I got this kind of squished Nurgling. I think they have like these big old curved horns. According to a Warhammer website. Curve around like that. I guess we can put it on the head. Squished Nurgling. Where could I put the squished Nurgling? Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Oh gosh, can I give him a little booty at least? Oh wait, he already has a little bit of a booty. Okay, can I split its toes into two anyway?
That was a scary laugh. I thought something was wrong.
Something is very wrong, mostly with me. But also for Nurgling. Five minutes only, you can get strong, do the Empress Will with only 5 minutes of exercise. Yeah! No, we're doing a hand cam. I can't really do the exercises on a hand cam. Because you know, I have to put down what I'm working on. And it's very time sensitive. It's mostly for when we do longer gaming streams that I need those things. It's not just to exercise, it's just to do anything really. You can exercise. I want to see 20 right now. 1. Ichi. Ni. San. Yo. Go. Loku. Nana. Wait, what couldn't? Yeah, Nana. There we go. Hachi. Q. Ju. Juichi. Juni. 20 finger exercises. There we go. Oh, so I didn't do for full finger. I would have to go all the way to need you. Need you itchy. Need you knee. Need you san. But that's some Japanese of those who don't know. Counting in Japanese. Very nice. You can definitely lift and throw me. You do realise I'm 6'4". I'm built like a tank. Kind of. I mean, extremely skinny arms. $70 kilos. Challenge accepted. Also, that would mean I'd have to let you grab me. And you know, I don't like being touched. Come on. Fix this. On. Can my day get any worse? Video of your great uncle's funeral. Oh. Did you like? I take it you liked your great uncle then. Oh no. I'm now squeezing my little... thingies. No. No. Sorry, the gloves are just making it very difficult to do anything that's like that thing here, like trying to put a tongue on him. He's got a tongue! And a little booty. Okay, that might be the worst Nurgling anyone has ever made in the history of Nurglingville. But it is a Nurgling. Should I just get rid of a Nurgling after all that work? Or do you think it's fine to keep? I'll put him here so I can glue this. £154 at 6'4" is a BMI. So you're still healthy. I am healthy. My BMI has never been overweight. Much of my life, my BMI was extremely under. I say extremely under. My BMI was quite well under healthy BMI. But BMIs aren't everything because you got body fat indexes and stuff as well. And a BMI doesn't really measure your body fat. You could be extremely muscular, making your BMI high, and have very little body fat. Or you could have a lot of body fat percentage and very little muscle, meaning that your BMI is kind of low. Which I actually had an issue with that for a while. I mean, a lot more body fat than what my BMI would suggest. It wasn't exactly dangerous or bad or anything in the healthy range, but compared to the amount of muscle I had, which was extremely low. Okay, we'll leave that to dry then this time round. We'll put him back on properly. There we go. Move this over to one side. Bring this guy back. And, you know, actually, I kind of like how it's looking here. I mean, the fact it's all spongy isn't so good, but, you know. I was kind of hoping to finish this today. Do you think the Nurgling's worth keeping, though? Should I get rid of the Nurgling? Okay, can I stick this stuff to here? I don't think I can. Oh, I kind of am. Okay, that's stuck there, so let's start poking holes into it. And maybe put in little lumps of putty on it. Oh, so why did you immediately assume I was unhealthy weight or something? I'm a healthy person, well, as healthy as my terrible health will allow me to be. I've been doing my exercises also. Although I did recently smash the scale. Not by standing on it, by trying to lift it up, and it caught on the edge of stuff, and it smashed. There we go. I should probably get some, you know, flesh over here too. How's this doing? A little bit sticky and stuff. Not fully dried yet. Yeah, the issue with trying to do anything on the clay with this modelling putty, this milli pot, is it doesn't want to stick to the clay. Especially if it's wet. So, I guess with it being all crumbly, it's fine. It looks nurgly if it's all crumbling up. Fat flap. Flabby, flabby little man, flabby, flabby milly man. There we go. Do, 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 do. I suck at what's it called though. Press up. I've been trying to improve my back muscles though. I've been doing those exercises where you lift a weight with one arm, going like, but you like lean your other side of your body down on something like a bed or, you know, bench or something. I use a bed, obviously, because I'm doing it in my bedroom. But yeah, trying to get my back muscles working, because I mean, working here, very difficult. Also, I found out I can't do press-ups, not press-ups, push-ups anymore. Pull-ups. Pull-ups, that's the word. I was like, oh no, my back muscles. I need to work on them. I just want to dig bits out of it. There we go, yeah. Just make some weird textures in here. Back again. Back again. Little fins. There we go. I just gotta put some super glue under it. What the heck? There we go. Why do I want to? Oh, I have to be careful. I was pressing down on this, wasn't I? Why do I want to put the next load of this stuff on? Oh yeah, I wanted to fix this onto the model, didn't I? Yeah. I can do. There we go. Yeah, I am not the kind of person. One of the funniest things I actually find is, do you know when I have to interact with normal people? It's when I'm sat down. I don't look that tall if I'm sat down. Like, often people assume I'm like 5'5" or something. Or like from pictures and stuff. But when I stand up, I just see them like looking and their eyes just getting wider and wider. It's like, you're tall! You're just going up and up and further up. What the heck? It's like, yep. Yep. Just slammed him into the mat. But whatever, it's fine.
So you're leggy?
I'm leggy, yeah, I'm like 90% leg. I got long legs, I got super long legs, I mean, my torso's not too short, it's like my arms just keep going, and that's like, if I only reach my elbow. I got long limbs. Long limbs, the limbs of long people. Super long limbs, super long limbs every day. Super long limbs, super long limbs. We've got long limbs every little day. We've got long limbs in every single way. We've got long limbs, long limbs. Long live the king. The king is dead. Long live the king. It took me years to understand the phrase, long live the king. You know, the king is dead, long live the king. Because no one put long live the new king. It's like, oh, the old king is dead, long live the king. It's like, the king is dead, long live the king. What do you mean? He's dead. Obviously, he's not long lived. He's deaded. When I say he had a long life, obviously. But sometimes they don't have a long life. They're like, there 1 minute, gone for next. It's like, what the heck? Have you just thought about how messed up the Lion King is from the perspective of a herbivores? I just suddenly started thinking, because, you know, the Long Live the King. That's in the Lion King. That's Macbeth. Wait, no, it's Hamlet. It's Hamlet. That's the word. Is it Hamlet? I don't know. I'm not a big Shakespeare person. I forget which one's which. Macbeth's the one with the three-eyed witches, isn't it? Which was just straight up stolen from Greek myth. No, for three witches, one's with eyes, one's without eyes and stuff. And they have to like share the eye or something. Okay, so that looks absolutely awful. Cupcake, have you ever read William Blake poems? Yeah, William Blake's kind of cool. I like those poems. Oh, who's the one I like? Who did the Raven? Edgar Allan Poe. I like some of Edgar Allan Poe's poems. Specifically for Raven, which I first heard in The Simpsons, obviously. It's Hamlet that has the same start. Hamlet, yeah, thought so. Macbeth is a poem you're not meant for poem for play that you're not meant to say. We have good news. I'm gonna get an apartment. Yay! I'm glad for you. There we go. Is that fine? Maybe. Why to get the same detail? I don't really have something that can do the same. I used some of his poems in Edgar in Devil May Cry 5. Oh, that's fun.
I'm dying laughing that the first time you heard the Raven was on The Simpsons.
Why wouldn't it be? I watched The Simpsons as a kid, and, you know, it's got that famous Treehouse of Terror episode where Lisa is reading a poem, and then it goes into like, oh, who voiced Darth Vader? He's got an amazing voice. But he read for Raven. And that stuck with me. That was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I could listen to that guy speak all day. But also, that's a really fun poem. You know, for the first time ever, I understood Lisa. Actually, no, I always understood Lisa. I was a Lisa growing up. Except, you know, far less friends. But she complains about not having many friends. But, you know, she's had a lot of friends over the years. Okay, that's fun. James O. Jones, that's the guy. Oh, he's got an amazing. Oh, he had an amazing voice. Unfortunately, he's long gone now. Sad. So here we go. Here's what we sculpted today, anyway. This flabby arm, that stuff onto that, this weird stuff, that face. Honestly, that head, I don't think we did that badly with. We got a very clear eye, a very clear mouth, some very clear nose, big old horn on the head. I should probably do a bit more on these things, I guess. The tentacles. Probably use green stuff of that. Okay, but this fits onto here. Very difficult to make. Oh no! I just made it even worse. Oh no. The Italian claw's in the way. Wait. If I change which one's on which body. No, I don't want to do that one. Okay, I can move the Italian claw out of the way, right? I can. Good. I was always a Bart, still am. Oh. I think I'm still a Lisa in a lot of ways, to be honest. I'm not quite going out and doing activism like she is. But, come on. I'm still very much. And I don't know, if I didn't have my same diet restrictions, I could very much imagine seeing myself become a vegetarian. But as it stands, my diet restrictions are impossible to be a vegetarian. We're not quite impossible with, but it makes it very, 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 very difficult to be. Like 99% of what I can eat is meat. There we go. He's on. Now, I might have to remove the Italian claw. being Italian. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put it like that, I think. Hi, Yoko. I'm afraid to learn how much you've spent on 40k, unless you're painting other people's kits for them. I'm not painting today, I'm building. Also, I have no idea. A lot of what I get, I buy very cheaply. I buy most of my stuff, you know, in box. You know, I like building, so I don't like buying used too often if it's you know, already built. Well, a lot of the things I buy at like a steep discount. Like these things, they're online only, but you can find them pretty cheaply if you really look around. Like up to 20% off and stuff. For a lot of other models, usually I'm getting a 20% discount. Sometimes I get a lot more, because sometimes like if you search what's it called stars, like used stars, like I go to a used game store. Well, I go online to a used game store that also sells Warhammer brand new in boxes. But for all like taken from, they all used to belong to somebody else, but that means that this, like sometimes you get like 50-80% off on them. My Bloodthirster was like cheap, 80% off or something stupid. But yeah, I've spent a lot of money on this stuff. I mean, I've also made a bunch of money from it, because, you know, I'm doing it on YouTube, and YouTube pays me for every stream I do and every video I make with Warhammer in. And it gets me a lot of people who watch, who are specifically interested in Warhammer. So that helps a lot. Also just put that on and stuff. I've got all these little bits of just play about, not play, but bits of model input if I just falling off the ground. I might as well just stick them to the model. Lumpy bits. But yeah, I'm one of those people who kind of just goes all in when I do something anyway. There we go. It's on perfectly. Yeah. There he is. I mean, also a lot of my Warhammer came from the Combat Patrol magazine, which I got on a subscription, so there's the Nurgle, by the way. I don't think that was a very good Nurgle model, but he's got a butt. I'm interested in the lore, but I'm not big on war games. The stream's as close as I get to it. Started. I don't really play that often anymore. I mostly just like making army lists, and I love building models, and I like painting, and I like converting and sculpting and kit bashing and stuff. Honestly, this is the first proper sculpting I've done in a very long time. It's been pretty fun. Pretty nice. I recommend it. There we go. I'm trying not to spend any this month on, I've already broke that thing because I found some Dark Angels for spawn on eBay really cheaply, and it had a coupon code on it. I'm like, oh yeah! I've got them. So I've now got more dark. Actually, I need to clean these things. So I don't know if these guys are finished yet. I've got to wait for this modelling putty to dry before I work any more on them. So I'm going to say big love hearts to you all. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Look at this guy. I think we did a good job of this face. Yeah. Honestly, I'm impressed at how well it went, but also kind of disappointed at how badly it went. If a Millie put stuck better to the clay, I think this would have gone a lot better. But you know, you learn. Looking nice cupcake, thank you. So big love hearts to you all. Thank you for coming to the stream. Don't forget to like if you can. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Remember to work hard but play harder. Eat good food, sleep well, dream of cupcakes, but don't eat for cupcakes. The friend's not food. And also, take care of yourselves and be kind to others and vice versa. Goodbye, everyone. Love you all. Do. Smash. Yeah. And don't forget to like, because it really does help me out.